I'm still kind of shocked it is 3 months. It seems to have gone by in a blink. Like when you contacted us about this and said, oh, it's been 3 months. Like, no, oh my God, it has been 3 months.
My name is Alex Woodside. I am the manager of finance and bookings here at the Toronto Underground Cinema.
And I'm Charlie Lawton, and I'm the manager, public relations manager.
How does it feel to be 3 months in?
It's pretty awesome. It's
It's definitely been 3 months of hard work. I mean,
Yeah.
like moving on into kind of what's going to happen down the line. It's kind of like one step in many has been completed, but there's still
like
a lot
the
more.
first stage. Things have been growing and building, and it's nice to see. Like in the past few weeks, we've had some really great events here, which was awesome. So far, we've done a film festival for most of July called the Seven Deadly Sin Festival, and where we had 8 different nights, each showcasing different sins. We started off playing David Fincher's Seven, and that was really the whole start of the festival. Was we were just talking about movies we wanted to show. What if we built an entire festival around it and played 7 movies for 7 Deadly Sins? Like they ended off with Death Wish 3 and Old Boy, and Old Boy was great. It was one of our best single screenings we've had so far.
I was surprised we got so many people for Old Boy. I mean, because we always have this theory, generally with rep cinema, it's kind of like what I call like a 15-year rule, right? Films won't perform well in a rep cinema scene unless they're about 15 years old, usually, right? So something like Old Boy being, relatively new, it's only like, what, like 6 years old or something like that.
6 or 7, yeah.
It was surprising to me. I mean, like, I know it has a fan base, but like to actually have those people come out and see a movie which is normally considered kind of like a DVD film or a home viewing film, and have all those people really willing and wanting to come out and see that on the big screen is, I think, was really fantastic.
I get requests for Fight Club an awful lot.
Yeah?
So many people say, oh, dude, when are you playing Fight Club? And I always say, well, we're not sure because of the 15-year rule, it's kind of new, but I've been hearing so many people asking for that.
We have a poster of the Holy Mountain by the snack bar, and I've gotten at least 30 people asking me when we were going to play it.
Oh, we also have Clue up by the box office and say, oh, when are you playing Clue? And like, oh, we played it for our opening. Like, oh, you're playing it again, right?
Like, the first step is figuring out who distributed it here in Canada, which is not always the same as the States, so that can get confusing. You ask them, like, this is what I want to play, is it here? If there is a print here, is it watchable? Because a lot of times the prints are pretty beat up. For other types of screenings, we're able to go to private collectors who have prints for special things. We work with a group called Vagrancy, way more obscure stuff usually, and that sort of thing.
This weekend is Edgar Wright. We're having the Wright Stuff, which is an awesome festival. It's curated by Edgar Wright. It's films that he loves or that inspired him in different ways. We're starting off on Friday. We're showing his 2 films, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. And then the next night is Flash Gordon, the old 80s classic, along with Rihio.
Yep.
Yep. And then on Sunday, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then another film that's to be announced. We haven't quite locked it down yet. Another really awesome thing we have coming up is Survival of the Dead. We are going to be the only theater in Toronto that is showing that, and it's also going to be its first run premiere. Yeah, and the end of the month we have Adam West coming out. And I was just killing time. I opened Fan Expo's website, and I was like, oh cool, they've announced their guest list. Guys, Adam West is going to be here. I'm like, oh well, that's cool. Like, why don't we try and screen the Batman movie and get Adam West out here? And like, yeah, that'll never happen. So I got the number from Alex for Fan Expo, the head of Fan Expo, and I just called him off myself. Yeah, so he was just like, oh well, that sounds really awesome. I'll contact Adam West people. If they're interested, let's just work out the finer details. If you want to do it, let's do it. Yeah, the worst I can say over the phone is no. So
yeah, exactly.
Tossing around the idea right now for in a few months doing another festival like Seven Deadly. This one called Where's My Flying Car? Just a whole bunch of sci-fi movies that were set in the future that are now behind us.
Right.
So showing 2001 or RoboCop is set in 1988.
Right.
We don't just want to have the same cult events over and over and over again because it gets stale, we burn out the audience, and you have to do everything. That's why we like doing many different types of events.
Right.
But we do have a slight bias towards that because that's what we like seeing.
And that's the most fun anyway.
Yeah.
In terms of group movie watching experience.
Well, that's exactly it, right? It's all about like those types of films and like this kind of the whole fanboy culture. Like there's fan in there for a reason because people are fans, right? And when someone's a fan of something, they really enjoy being a part of experiences around whatever that is, right? So if they're fans of some movie, they love watching that movie and watching it with people, and so it just creates a great atmosphere. Anytime you do anything kind of like in that substream, if you will, right?
Yeah.
It just makes the event will always go super well because the people really want it to.
Love life.